Today we're going to check out an awesome new innovative pump from CoralBox. Hey guys, Devin from ReefDudes. I'm super excited because I get to check out this brand new, not even released yet, CoralBox pump. It's called a Reverse Nano. And it's a really cool, innovative new design. It is, instead of the regular power head, this thing is very, very wide, but very stubby, I'd say. So in the box, we got our controller. We got the power head itself. We got a battery backup cable and power supply and a few mounting options. Our double-sided tape. We got our manual and we got kind of a little propeller guard to stop stuff from getting sucked in. I'm assuming that's what that is. Now, the one kind of thing that excites me with this pump, a couple cool features. One, you can run it in reverse, which is pretty awesome. So for this, you could run it reverse and kind of suck rather than push. That way you're kind of cleaning up your sand bed. Now, the other really cool features is one, this does a ton of flow. You can do, I believe it's around 300 liters per hour up to 10,000. So that is huge. Tons and tons of flow. Now, being so wide, this does a very broad flow. So most power heads are gonna have your little jet stream down the middle, where this thing's gonna be like a wide, general, probably almost like a gyre style flow. Now the cool thing that you could run this in reverse, you can push water out and you can suck it back in. So you can probably do a lot of cool things with this pump. A couple other features I think might be pretty useful is one, the built-in battery backup. So that's a really easy way to save yourself in terms of a power outage. Built in, don't need anything else. It has a USB power, so I'm not quite sure if that's straight off of battery backup, but we're gonna test that soon and find out. Now the other really cool feature for me is it has built-in timer mode. So most pumps that I've had before, like I know some of the previous J-Bos and whatnot, you have to buy a separate controller to be able to time or schedule things. Same with my MP40s, like I can do that through the ReefLink, but most of the general standard pumps on their own, you need to buy a separate controller, where this has 6 built-in timer slots. So it's a decent amount of flexibility. So if you want your tank to be calm at night, you can program that in, or if you want to run reverse for a couple hours of the day to clear your sand bed. So for instance, I may run it forward in the daytime, reverse at night. So a few really cool stuff like that. I'm excited to check it out. So haven't put this in the tank yet. Literally first time unboxing it here with you guys, or let's go over to the tank and check it out together. So we're over at the Nano and we're gonna hook this up for the very first time. So first of all, just to show you guys kind of the pump itself. It's short, so it's low profile, but it's still fairly wide. Now, the whole point of this being wide is so that it has that very broad flow. So if you look at the middle, most of them are a tiny shaft and just impellers, where this thing's massive shaft, which is the motor in the middle, and these tiny impellers on the side. If I take that apart, you can kind of see how big those actual impellers are. This thing is huge. So hopefully we'll get like a really kind of cool flow pattern out of this. I'm guessing this is gonna have to run pretty low in this little tank, but maybe we'll try it in the large reef as well, just kind of get a comparison and see how it does. We got our waterproof power connector. A little O-ring inside, and this one's more, I guess, water resistant. Whoa! The frog spawn just blew away. Definitely gotta turn this guy down. So it's at 99%, it looks like right now. All right, so right now, let's go to the first mode. So mode 1, this is just a constant stream. So right now, this is on the lowest setting. So there's definitely some very nice surface ripple. Actually, let's turn off the return pump to fully see. Okay, so the return pump is now off. This is just this power head. It's turned all the way down right now. So we get some decent surface ripple out of it. So it's gonna slowly turn it up. All right, so now this is at 20. So it didn't look like a huge change, although I can still see the zoas, everything in the tank shaking pretty good. The surface tension was about the same. Putting my hand in, it's definitely pretty broad flow. I can feel it from the tips of my fingers up to the top of my palm. Now, as I go away, like putting my finger right beside this coral, I feel the flow, but I'm not getting blasted. So right here, I mean, you can feel it pretty good. Right about there, I'd say. So about 5 inches away, it seems to become a fairly soft flow. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of more like a gyre in the fact that it's not blasting your corals. Okay, so that's mode 1. So let's try second mode. So F2. This should be a pulse mode. All right, so definitely see some good movement in some of the corals. All right, what do we got next? So F3. So this shift wave mode. So this one shifts the flow in cycles. So I believe this one's if you have multiple pumps, then it's kind of like a reverse mode. So one will go to the next one. So I don't think we'll see any benefit to this mode with just a single pump. It's just going to pulse just as the other one did. All right, so now if we go to the next mode, so mode 4, this is called natural mode. So it varies the pump between 30 and 100%. So this will be kind of like the else mode on a J-bow, or potentially like a reef crest or something like that on a MP40. Now this is going to ramp the pumps up and down. All right, now mode number 5 is called reef mode. Now this looks similar to nature mode. It's going to be one for it claims it's best for corals, but in my opinion, it's probably something similar to like a reef crest where it just kind of ramps itself up and down. Yeah, so I can feel the intensity goes way up and then it goes way down. So now the flow goes up to 20 on this one. So I'm assuming 20 will be about 100%. So I'm just going to turn it way down and we'll see how it feels. So even on flow 1, you still got a good chunk of flow you can feel coming out of it. All right, now one of the other functions in this, they also have a stop mode. So if you want to say, turn the pump off at nighttime, if you're sleeping inside your bed, you don't want to hear it, or you want to give the fish a break, you can turn off the pump as one of the stop modes. So just checking a quick look at the manual for the scheduling. So you have 6 different time slots, and each slot you can start and say whenever you want it to go. So if I say, 9 to 11 a.m., I want it in mode 1, which is constant. From 11 to 12, I say you want mode 2. So you can vary whatever mode it is in throughout the day. So now I put the pump in reverse mode, and you can really see how much the water is jumping up here. So it's actually pretty good flow. I know at least on the gyries that I've had in reverse mode, they're kind of useless. Or in this, I can see it's sucking the sand bed up. So this might be a really cool way to avoid having to clean your sand bed. Maybe it can do it itself just by sucking up and varying the flow throughout the day. You can feel a lot of suction on the front of this pump. The other thing I want to try experimenting with later is seeing if I can maybe put it on the back wall and hide it and let it blow forward, but we'll see how that works with the rock structure. Now looking at the controller, you also have 2 different feed modes. You have a 10-minute or a 20-minute feed mode. Now because I have all these little creatures in the tank, I'm going to try putting on this little mesh flow guard for now, and we'll see how this works. Now this pump definitely has a lot of power, so you'll want to keep this turned down inside of a nano. Alright, so that's going to help stop, this is kind of like those little ones they use on glass bottles and shipping. So that's going to keep a lot of the smaller creatures out. You still got to be careful if you're using it in a nano. Check this out, super cool feature. So the battery backup port, so it does use the same power plug. So it would be nice if there's a separate plug so it could automatically kick over. That would be one thing that would make this controller pretty awesome. Now, so this is only going to work if you're around, but check this out. So I got the controller, just a cheap little USB battery pack, and boom, powers it up, and the pump is running. So you could literally have this, if you're home, there's a power outage and you're around, you could plug this in and run the whole thing off a battery. So this would be sweet for kind of like a redundancy power outage type of thing. I have no idea how long this is going to last. This one's only about a 2,000 milliamp hour. But I have a bigger one that's 10,000, then, might have to do some longevity testing and see how long I can actually get off it. But pretty cool feature, and it could definitely help you out in an extended power outage. Now, this is kind of a pre-production model. I believe in about a month or so, they're actually releasing the pumps. So if there's anything else you guys want to know about it, if there's something you want me to test or try or check out, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like. And if you haven't done so, make sure you guys are subscribed, because I'm pumping out videos every week, and I love this stuff, and I love you guys, so I'll see you guys in the next video.